This is the 8.2 part 1 video answer key. Now everything that you're doing here is working with 2 angles and 1 side length. I'm just having you practice that quite a bit tonight. You will actually get into the ones where you have 2 side lengths and an angle later this week because you need to learn what happens if there are no solutions or 2 solutions. So right now we're just practicing the basics with 2 angles and a side. So I'm actually only going to do one of these because you have that example in your notes. I realize I only gave you one. But again, this is pretty straightforward, so you should be able to get it from here. Number 9, when it says solve each triangle, and it says that all the way through 20, the only difference is 9 through 16, they're drawing out the triangles, and then 17 through 20, they're just giving you angles and side lengths. It's no different. I'm still going through. I realize here that I've got an angle B of 45 degrees, and I can tell that because it's opposite my side B. I don't know my angle A. That's a question mark. I don't know my side length A, that's a question mark. I don't know my side length B, that's a question mark. So through process of elimination here, I can see that my angle C is 95 degrees. And I can see that my side length C is 5. I go through 180 degrees, minus 95 degrees, minus 45 degrees. Is going to give me 40 degrees for my angle A. Now all I need to do is solve for my side lengths A and B. So I'll start off with A, so the sine of 95 degrees because I know that is C over 5 because I know that my side length C is equal to the sine of 40 degrees. Over some random side length A right now. 5 times the sine of 40 is equal to A times the sine of 95 degrees. And then A will be equal to 5 times the sine of 40 divided by the sine of 95. We plug that in. 5 times the sine of 40 divided by the sine of 95. And we end up with A being equal to 3.23. Now we'll solve for B. Again, I'm going to work with the side lengths I know. Sine of 95 over 5 is equal to the sine of 45 over B. Again, I would argue that it's even more important that we're not approximating here because of the fact that sine of 40 and 45 are so close. So if I use that approximation from A, that could throw things off a little bit. I'm going to end up with B times the sine of 95 is equal to 5 times the sine of 45. And B will be equal to 5 times the sine of 45 over the sine of 95. And then we're going to go ahead and solve for that. So 5 times the sine of 45 divided by the sine of 95. And we find that that is equal to 3.55. A is smaller than B, which makes sense because the angle A is smaller than the angle B, and then C is the largest side at 5 with the largest angle, so everything there checks out. So that's what you're doing through 9 through 20. Nothing with 2 sides and an angle yet. Again, you'll see that Thursday. I realize you had that in your notes, but that's to try to save a little bit of time for Thursday's notes and not throw too much at you all at once. Any questions or concerns, please reach out sooner rather than later, and have a great night.